if you see any organization, it could be any organization, any team, it's my view that we have to build character in the organization. We look at, as professionals, we look at our function, we look at human beings as a product, and we tend to apply a lot of tools and distinctions like we're applying to a product. We forget the fact that we are human beings and we have emotions, right? So I think it's important to work in the inner core to build character. And that can only be done not overnight. It takes time. It has to be done by consistently practicing certain things. If you really simply put it, values, mission, what we need to do, that needs to be central and one language for communication, irrespective of the world that you operate in. But you need to have a polarized view of, okay, what is the medium of an affinity group like women, for example, right? Women's affinity group. It can have a context in another region. It can have a very different context here. What is the context of an employee engagement? It can have a very different context somewhere else. It can have a very different context out here. But the language and medium has to be central, and it has to be one. Many of the things that we have done is a very fundamental thing, and we learned it from none other than, one thing that we believe in our organization, we have done it, is really coming from Abraham Maslow himself. He's told about the motivation and the hierarchy of need. There's a very interesting pyramid on the top of what he calls as a self-actualization. It cannot be bought, cannot be sought, cannot be got. It can only be experienced. It's interesting that you can create conditions where people can experience, because organizations also at the end of the day are a group of people. So it doesn't matter whether it's a gender diversity, it doesn't matter where it is. If you can give where an individual can experience a mojo, whether it is Gen X, Y, or Z, and create different patterns for everybody to get a fulfillment, then you can create conditions where they go into that peak. Then you are like an organization with rocket boosters. So we try to keep things simple, but we try to keep those frameworks where everybody there is a two-way communication. Leadership is at the top. We talk and preach about openness in our culture. We give an expression for different people of different passion to come and do different things in the organization. They are self-actualized, you empower them. Important also that you recognize individuals, and recognition could mean different things to different people. Very important to acknowledge them. So those are some of the fundamental things that we focus on.